Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tyler, and today we are going to be doing what if Naruto could use the Force. Now, the Force is a power that is used in Star Wars, and just to clarify, this is not going in Naruto into Star Wars, this is actually Star Wars into Naruto. So it's not going to be some galactic battles and stuff, rather Star Wars characters appearing in the Naruto verse. Just had to clarify that because I know some of you actually are curious as to why Naruto is, in space and fighting people with lightsabers. He's not going to be in space, but rather the Star Wars characters are going to make their way into the Naruto verse. So just wanted to clarify that. With that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get our normal like goal of part 1 to 1,000 likes, and if we do get 1,000 likes on this part 2 will definitely be in the nearby future, and this crossover is definitely going to be big and it takes a lot of time to write, so you guys have to be patient, but I will try and bring part 2 as fast as possible, and that is if you guys hit the like goal, so be sure to hit the like goal. With that out of the way, credits to this actual content creator. He goes by Dragon King. He actually did his own What If Naruto Could Use the Force, and I actually wanted to give him credit so you guys don't think I'm stealing, so be sure to go check him out down in the description. With that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get this intro out of the way and start part 1 of What If Naruto Could Use the Force.
Hey, collecting rings like I'm Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so I got 'em on a diet, yeah. Flex like I'm Hogan. Yoda's coming over, yeah. We respect.
We start our story off sometime during the Third Great Ninja War, specifically after his encounter with the Third Raikage, and by his, I mean Minato Namikaze. He would have noticed a strange presence, like something was watching him, and so he would immediately throw a kunai to the general area of this presence, and as he throws it, he would witness his own kunai being reflected back towards him, with some kind of force. Minato would dodge it, and as he hops into the air getting ready to fight, he would see a mysterious figure in a robe, very small, and this figure would then pull out a green lightsaber. This is something Minato has never seen before, and so he makes sure to not get hit by it. But before Minato knows it, the figure is faster than it looks and would dash at Minato. The figure is actually able to keep up with the likes of Minato in terms of movement speed, even rivaling the likes of the Raikage. However, Minato in terms of reaction speed is far greater and manages to react to the figure and dodging all of its attack but just barely, and then he uses this opportunity to then form a Rasengan, but before he can slam it into the figure would actually drain out all of the energy that the Rasengan has and reflect it right back at Minato, doing decent damage to Minato. Basically, Minato just hit himself with his own attack. Minato would then say to himself, his speed. He's faster than I thought, way faster than the Raikage. What kind of jutsu is he using? The figure would then drop down and finally reveal himself, saying, strong within you the force is. Remember guys, I can't really do a good Yoda impression, and I'm not trying to make this cringy, so yeah, this is the best you're gonna get. Anyways, Minato would then question this statement as he recovers from the attack. The Force? What are you talking about? The mysterious figure would then take off his hood, revealing a green old hermit with a lightsaber, or as you guys may know him as Yoda. The Force, an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds the galaxy together. Minato would drop down and would say, wouldn't that be considered chakra? Yoda would then say, chakra, Yoda doesn't know. But the Force, Yoda knows. The power of the Force is long forgotten, but back in the day, strong it was. Yoda would then explain that he's actually an associate of the Third Hokage and actually participated in the first, second, and, well, not in the Third Great Ninja War, but in the first 2 wars he did participate in. Yoda is a very old character and would explain that he needs to find a Padawan to bring an end to the war and finally bring peace. He knows of a few users who wield the Force, but those are either controlled by the dark side or are just simply not in range, such as people like Ben Kenobi. We'll get into that later. Now, in short terms, for some of you Star Wars fans, you guys probably know this, he's basically looking for a chosen one, or specifically, the chosen one. Yoda, just by sensing Minato, knows that the Force is great within him, and really, he can just foresee Minato's potential with the Force. And if Yoda can truly train him to be his Padawan, then Minato could truly bring an end to this war, and really, Yoda just knows that this could really be the chosen one. Yoda, trying to convince Minato that he isn't lying, offers to train Minato in the arts of the Force and carry out Yoda's teachings and become a Jedi and truly bring an end to the war and really just bring eternal peace. Now, Minato kind of already knowing what Yoda is capable of and truly knowing that he is someone that he shouldn't mess with, and plus he has a lightsaber and stuff like that he doesn't really know, he kind of just believes Yoda. And Minato knows that he wouldn't not benefit from this, so he would really just begin his training with Yoda. Throughout his time in the war, after he does all of his objectives, he would train with Yoda on the side and learning the ways of the Jedi. Minato is a very quick learner, so throughout his little time training with Yoda, he's able to learn very quickly and become a wielder of the Force. He's also learned the combat style of Yoda, which is Ataru, which is something that just really fits Minato in my opinion, because Ataru is for someone who's very acrobatic or has a very acrobatic style, and Minato, I mean, he just spams his kunais and moves around everywhere. He is a very acrobatic fighter. So I feel like Minato with the Ataru style, it just fits so good. And speaking of lightsabers, Minato is actually given a green lightsaber, and we will say Yoda has a spare lightsaber since he knows that he's going to have to get a Padawan. We will just say that he just finds a spare, alright? I know some of you are like, oh, well, how does Yoda have a second lightsaber? Well, we're just going to say that it's plot convenience, and Minato just so happens to get a lightsaber because Yoda has a spare. Anyways, Yoda and Minato would have little time to train, but Minato would learn how to wield and use a lightsaber, along with being able to increase his speed with force speed, also being able to use stuff like the Jedi mind trick, which will work on people who have no good mind hacks or just genjutsu overall, just like how it's used in Star Wars, for those with weak minds. Overall, Minato is just a monster, and he's an even bigger monster than before, and really, there's just no stopping him. Or so it seems. Now, things are going good with Yoda and Minato's training until eventually he would have to become an Hokage, and Minato, having a responsibility to protect the village and protecting all the people in it, he would basically say his farewells to Yoda and promises to actually visit him. Which is a pretty big coincidence, as Yoda and Minato have just about completed their training. So Yoda and Minato would say their goodbyes, and Minato promises that he will visit someday. Now, eventually, we would still have the time coming with the masked man attacking the village and attacking Minato, specifically attacking Naruto. At that point, Minato would actually save Naruto in time, teleporting Kushina and Naruto away, and Minato would then put on his Hokage robe and getting ready to actually attack the masked man along with Kurama. Now, when Kurama still fires his Biju bomb, Minato still teleports it away, and Minato would eventually still combat the masked man. However, Minato wouldn't draw his saber first because Jedis never draw their saber first, and he actually wouldn't draw it in general because he actually left his saber at home due to Minato actually, not expecting this attack happening because he was just waiting for the birth of Kushina. Why would he have his lightsaber on him? And he kind of doesn't have enough time to go and collect the saber, so he just attacks Minato and fights him like in canon and still bullies him with the flying Raijin level 2, and Obito would have no other choice but to retreat, and like in canon, Minato would have no other choice but to cast the Reaper Death Seal, which would sacrifice him and Kushina, and would basically leave Naruto alone and Minato and Kushina dead. When the third Hokage eventually arrives on the scene, he would see nothing but their corpses and would just see a baby. Hiruzen would then tell them to grab the baby and make sure he's okay, and at that point Hiruzen and the others would then head back. Now, keep in mind, Hiruzen is aware of Minato and Yoda's training, as I do believe Minato would actually tell him about Yoda, since Yoda actually told Minato that he is an associate of the third Hokage, and Hiruzen would just be kind of upset as, Yoda, who thought Minato was the chosen one, or Minato would tell Hiruzen that he thought that he was the chosen one, just kind of die like that. And Hiruzen is saddened by this, along with also being saddened by Yoda's false judgment. Eventually, Hiruzen would actually head out to where Yoda was once hiding out and would report Minato, or the quote-unquote chosen one, being killed. Yoda is very shocked by this and is overall just kinda lost for words. Hiruzen would then tell Yoda about Naruto and how he's actually Minato's child and he managed to survive the attack of Konoha, and maybe potentially he could be the chosen one and maybe bring world peace. Yoda would then say, perhaps, it's a possibility. However, the dark side is getting stronger and stronger, so they have very, and I mean very, very little time. Now, after this encounter with Yoda and Hiruzen, Naruto would just be going about his life kind of like how he did in canon, basically going alone and no one wanting to hang out with him due to the demon fox being sealed inside of him. Now, we would then cut to where episode 1 would take place in Naruto part 1, and like in canon, he is tricked by Mizuki into taking the scroll, and Naruto does take the scroll of the Shadow Clone Jutsu, but he also takes something else that looks cool to him, and that is the 4th Hokage's saber. Yes, we will say in the same room where the scroll is, we actually see the lightsaber. And we all know what would go down. Iruka would save Naruto, Naruto would be influenced by Kurama, he would actually activate his Shadow Clone Jutsu, but this time he would actually use the lightsaber and slash down Mizuki multiple times, nearly killing him, and Naruto does understand that he could have easily killed him with the lightsaber due to the lightsaber's material, but he actually just spared Mizuki. Now, with this happening, Iruka would actually graduate Naruto, and Naruto is now a Genin. And this is where we're going to be leaving things for right now. Now, I know this part was just mostly setup, but really I just had to set everything up. In part 2, really things are just going to start kicking off, so get ready and stay tuned. With that being said, this is probably going to be the last what if I start for a little while, as I do have a lot of what ifs. And this what if I did want to start for a long time, but I just never really had the knowledge of Star Wars, and so I just decided to get into Star Wars, and now I actually wanted to do this what if, and now I can actually do it. With that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to go and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you are notified every time I upload. And also hit that like button, and also comment down what do you guys like about this what if. Did you guys like about Minato training with Yoda, Minato, Otaru, Naruto getting the lightsaber? What did you guys like about it? I'm very curious. Like I said in the intro, get this video to 1,000 likes, and part 2 will be in the near future. And also considering following me on Twitter and join the Discord. That way you can actually interact with me and other YouTube content creators. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Ty Learn. I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace out. Bye.